the structural flaw that nearly destroyed America's greatest symbol. In 1982, engineers climbed inside the Statue of Liberty and discovered a problem few could have imagined. The internal skeleton, a masterpiece of 19th century engineering, was quietly corroding. This wasn't cosmetic. It was a flaw buried deep in the very framework that held America's most iconic symbol. And the more they looked, the more they realized how close we had come to a structural catastrophe. But to truly appreciate the genius and the danger, we need to go back to the very beginning. The statue was more than copper and iron. It was a gift of freedom, a handshake across the Atlantic from France to the United States in 1886. Designed by Frederick Auguste Bartholdi, the statue represents liberty enlightening the world. Every detail carries meaning. The torch, guiding ships and nations toward freedom. The tablet, inscribed with July 4th, 1776. The broken chains at her feet, symbolizing liberation from oppression. This is not just a structure. It is an icon that greets millions in New York Harbor. It has welcomed immigrants, inspired presidents, and appeared in countless films, books, and songs. It's a symbol of American ideals, pride, and resilience. Americans have a deep connection to it, and that connection made the structural flaw inside even more alarming. Bartholdi could sculpt, but he couldn't make it stand. Enter Gustave Eiffel. Eiffel treated the statue like an engineering challenge. How do you make a 151-foot-tall figure of thin copper survive winds of up to 60 miles per hour and saltwater corrosion? He built a central iron pylon, strong but flexible. Added secondary skeletal armatures, copper sheets were attached with loose rivets to allow movement. Here's the brilliance. The statue sways in the wind. It is alive with motion, yet stable. A hidden miracle of structural engineering. The flaw lay in the marriage of copper and wrought iron. Copper is resistant to corrosion. Iron corrodes when in contact with copper in a salty, humid environment. Over decades, rust quietly expanded, bending rivets, weakening supports, and stressing the skeleton. Fact for Americans to love. The statue survived hurricanes, blizzards, and decades of harsh harbor weather, a tribute to Eiffel's foresight. The torch, one of the most recognizable parts, was modified over the years. The original design allowed it to be open to visitors. Due to security and maintenance issues, modifications altered weight distribution. Stress built up in ways even Eiffel could not have predicted, compounding corrosion effects. Engaging storytelling angle. Imagine millions of immigrants looking to Lady Liberty for hope, unaware that inside, engineers were quietly fighting against time and corrosion. By the 1980s, engineers launched one of the largest monument restorations in U.S. history. All corroded iron supports replaced with stainless steel. Teflon spacers inserted to prevent copper/iron contact. Restoration preserved original copper skin while modernizing the skeleton. The result, the statue was reborn, ready to survive another century. This wasn't just repair, it was engineering heroism. And it reminds us why America values innovation, ingenuity, and preservation. The Statue of Liberty is more than metal. It greeted over 12 million immigrants in the early 20th century. It has inspired leaders, artists, and everyday Americans. It represents hope, freedom, and opportunity, values at the heart of the American story. The fact that it could have been compromised makes its survival even more remarkable. It's a monument to both human creativity and American ideals. Americans love the triumph over adversity narrative, and this statue embodies it perfectly. The statue stands because of visionary design by Eiffel and genius, flexibility to withstand wind, proactive 1980s restoration, ongoing maintenance programs. Rust did not defeat liberty. time did not defeat liberty. Wind did not defeat liberty. It endures as a symbol of resilience, just like the nation it represents. Fun fact for Americans: on July 4th, fireworks light up the sky behind her, a reminder of the ideals she embodies. But there's another invisible threat: dynamic forces from wind and structural sway. The next episode will reveal how Lady Liberty dances with the wind, why engineers worried that oscillation could have caused failure, and the fascinating ways modern science continues to protect her, because sometimes the greatest threats are forces we can't see.